Hello there, welcome to Social Entrepreneurship module. Today we will be talking about design thinking. Develop creativity. This is the number one goal of design thinking. This approach, developed at Stanford in the 1980s, aims to apply a designer's approach to a problem or an innovation project. This way of thinking and innovating relies heavily on user feedback. But what is design thinking really about, and what is its definition? What are its main principles and its different stages? What are its origins? What are the major dates in the history of design thinking? What are its greatest advantages? At the end of this module you will learn the basics of design thinking and how to apply it to your creation process. Without further ado, let's start by knowing what design thinking is. Design thinking is an innovative methodology for turning ideas and projects into real actions and tangible prototypes. What are the main principles of design thinking? What is the lifestyle of people in society? What are their consumption habits? What are their topics of conversation, their desires? To innovate, all these factors must be taken into account. Design thinking aims to meet a need, whether it is explicit or not. It is therefore important to rely on certain anthropological methods such as observation, immersion, or co-construction with users. Combining the company's multiple skills with a common goal. The goal of design thinking is to bring together marketing professionals, engineers, and designers. By combining all these skills, the goal is to be able to identify a problem and evaluate the environment in which it evolves, define innovation, the solution that will solve this problem, and finally, to design the form that best embodies the concept. It is a true collaborative project in the organization that will promote teamwork, improve project management, and highlight the company's varied profiles. Bringing a meaningful project to life in record time. The idea is to complete a product or service efficiently and quickly. As in the way designers work, design thinking relies on prototyping ideas. Each idea must take shape to be better visualized, tested, and improved. Furthermore, design thinking makes it possible to work in a spirit of co-creation, in constant dialogue with people who do not have the same expertise, the same work habits, or the same ways of working. This promotes collective intelligence and allows us to move forward together in the design and implementation of a project, in a very concrete way. This is a method for which a palette of tools is available. What are the different stages of design thinking? Rolf Fast, Director of Product Design at Stanford University, defined 7 stages of design thinking. 1. The definition. This first step in the design thinking process, carried out upstream, will punctuate the entire creative process. Indeed, at this stage a precise challenge to be solved is defined, the elements to be considered and those to be totally excluded from the final solution are stated. Finally, the deliverables of the solution are identified. These deliverables may take the form of a landing page, website, or customer acquisition page, if the challenge is to launch a new online service. They can also take the form of mobile application screens to imagine the user journey. A strategic plan is also an example of a deliverable for challenges related to a company's activities. It can also be a physical object to build, of course. 2. The research. This part will make it possible to identify the various pain points or problems encountered by the user throughout his customer journey. The process is done in a funnel, so it is necessary to open the field of problems to the maximum and then refine its choices at the time of the ideation. This is an exploration phase. Concerning pain points, the quickly identifiable examples will be the too many emails to process in a day, the long meetings, often unproductive, or even a poorly arranged workstation. 3. The ideation. Then, each offers ideas, without any barriers. The objective: define solutions to meet the needs of customers. This phase of ideation, carried out alone and then in a group, is fueled by a moment of inspiration where each participant will learn about the innovations of the sector. This creative and participatory process is essential to find innovative ideas that will solve a real problem. 4. Prototyping. Then comes the prototyping stage, during which product or service drafts begin to be developed. The prototyping step in design thinking is a key step as it allows group members to do and engage in experimentation. It is this phase of creation that makes design thinking unique compared to other innovation methodologies. 5. The selection. Then comes the selection stage. In general, a first pre-selection will be made taking into account the constraints of time, budget, or technical feasibility. Then follows a pitch session per small group or individually. The different participants will then discuss, set aside their differences and deliberate on the choice of the most innovative, feasible and cost-effective idea for the project. 6. Implementation. The implementation then consists of drafting an action plan, giving responsibilities and defining the resources needed to implement the project. This phase is crucial for the monitoring of the project. Each department works together to define a feasible product roadmap. 7. Test and learn. Last but not least, learning allows us to receive user feedback. This moment of live testing will emerge with regard to the new product or service and its experience. The objective is to know whether the solution meets the original objectives, whether it is viable and whether improvements are needed. What are the advantages of design thinking? Design thinking involves a new method that has many advantages. First of all, the companies that do this will always be much more creative. They will always be ahead of competitors and can innovate more easily. Few of the advantages are: it creates strong inter-service cohesion within the company. Then, design thinking makes it possible to create very important links between the different poles of a company. It offers the opportunity to work transversely, empowers teams and values their work. It establishes a work culture based on creativity, testing and iteration. The design thinking allows a permanent questioning. Indeed, working in this way implies thinking quickly, looking for new ideas, making decisions and testing new things quickly, and thus sometimes making mistakes or having to readjust certain parameters. Startups and large web companies like Facebook, Google, Amazon or Twitter use design thinking very frequently. This method of working allows them to be constantly evolving and to advance faster and more efficiently than competition in increasingly competitive markets. It puts the user at the center of the innovation process. Finally, these companies are working with more empathy. They constantly try to put themselves in the place of users, to understand their habits, their desires. This way of working creates intelligence and allows these companies to be pioneers and innovate by creating a memorable user experience. This can also make it possible to completely rethink a business model in an organization by launching an innovation process, product innovation, disruptive innovation, technological innovation. We have come to the end of this module and I hope to see you in the next module. Bye for now.